seeing any action from Pipack or Spaceman here. Hopefully we'll get started very soon. Alright, there we go. So, there's just a slight delay there. Sorry about that. This is Super Mario Land 2. You may have seen this game before. A lot of people play this game as kids. Pipack is paused. I'm not sure what that pause is for, but I will wait until he resumes to do anything. Okay, so he is going down the pipe again, and I think he's beginning his timer again. And he's just going to hang out for a bit. Alright, in the meantime, Spaceman is making his way through the initial mushroom zone. He dies to that Goomba, which is unfortunate, but he has time because Pipack still needs to get ready. So Spaceman and Pipack are almost neck and neck right now. This is amazing, folks. This is the kind of gameplay we look for. Alright, anyway. In this tournament, let me get the seeds up right now. Spaceman is number 10 seed, and Pipack is number 23 seed. There is no PB for Pipack, so I'm not sure how fast he's going to finish this. However, Spaceman 69 does have a PB of a sub 27, so he has a very respectable time in this game. And let me just refresh this real quick, just to make sure I'm not behind it all, because I wouldn't want to do that to you great individuals. Okay. So Pipack's timer is behind by a little bit because he did start later, but Spaceman is pretty significantly ahead at this point, despite that one death. He's going into the first zone, which is the tree zone. He's going to navigate around these frogs and coins and whatever other enemies he comes across. Just to let you know, he is trying to rack up kills that will be useful later in the game, but that's not important right now. So in the meantime, we're going to just pay attention to what Spaceman and Pipack are doing to try to get to wherever it is they're going. Pipack's having a little bit of trouble in Mushroom House. We'll see how fast he gets through this. He is able to navigate around these blocks, around these Goombas, so things look pretty good so far. Spaceman's feed is frozen, I believe, because they're syncing up the stream, so don't worry too much about that. And this is very, very good navigation by Pipack so far. Alright, there we go. We have our timers in sync, and both runners we can now consider being... Well, Pipack unfortunately received another death there, so I can't say that he's gaining on Spaceman, as I was about to say. But Spaceman is moving forward, so far Spaceman is doing pretty well. Pipack still needs to get out of Mushroom House. He's going to do it eventually. It's just taking a little bit. Alright, so the level Spaceman is in right now has this gel surrounding the upper and bottom portions that kind of slows you down. And you want to be careful about that because it can actually delay you a lot, so you need to figure out a way to get through the level as efficiently as possible. The ways to do that are trying to jump out of the gel, and also you'll see that he actually took damage from the spikes, which causes him to lose his power-up, but he's going to gain it back here. So grabbing this carrot here is perfect because you use it to hover over this area of the spikes here, which would otherwise kill you or bring you down to smaller Mario. He does a great job navigating through this little maze, and he is off to tree, what is it, 3 or 4, something like that. Alright, so Pipack is now over to tree 1. He did take a death from that frog, but that's okay. He's gonna, you know, make his way through this. I'm not sure if he's actually finished a run yet, or if he just knows about the route and has to figure out exactly how to get through these levels. Alright, so in relation to what Pipack is doing here, Spaceman tried to take the efficient route, unfortunately missed that block jump, but still gets through the level fairly quickly. Alright, so the final level for Tree Zone for Spaceman. There is a boss at the end of this, not too hard of a boss. Let's see what strat he takes here. In the meantime, Pipack just navigating through these enemies, trying to do the best he can. gets this power up here. That mushroom will be very worthwhile for him. Unfortunately, gives back that mushroom after hitting that one enemy. Spaceman unfortunately takes a death there. Just barely missing that block, but Spaceman does have a pretty commanding lead, so he just needs to wait for this platform to come by. Alright, so over these Goombas, he's going to hop on these owls. These owls are here to make transportation through this level particularly easy, and they do that in a great way. Pipack done with the level, he's heading on to the next one. Great job by him. I don't know how he feels about this level, though. This level's a little bit trickier than the last one, I'd say. Spaceman grabs that power-up, and he is heading over to defeat the boss. Just needs to make a few careful jumps here, and here we go. First boss of the game. Unfortunately, Pipack was on his last life there and died, and his only option here is actually to start over, because unless you do a soft reset, you're going to start at the beginning of the game. Alright, so at 5:42, Spaceman 69 gets his first golden coin, and he will head on to the space area. Ah, there we go. So Pipack is now back at Tree 2. Alright, so Spaceman, over to the space level, very apt for the name Spaceman. He needs to actually go through this bubble area before he gets to the space level. He's not actually in space yet. There's these flying penguins and whatnot that he has to get past here. He doesn't really have to do much, though. Just float at the top of the level and drop down at a certain point to take the upper exit. Upper exit is very important here, by the way. Alright, so Pipack continuing in Tree 2, making his way through this gel. You have to be very careful not to hit those spikes. Good so far. Didn't take the bell, though. That bell is very useful if you die. Alright, does he get the power-up? No, he just jumps into the spikes! Pipack, what are you doing to me, man? Oh, my heart rate is up now. Okay, up to 102. Jesus. Okay, so Spaceman making his way through the space level. This is great progress for Spaceman here. Alright, obviously takes damage there, because it actually speeds everything up just a little bit. When Mario has his iframes, or whatever you want to call them, there's going to be less lag on the screen, so that's why he's taking damage there. Because he's going to get those power-ups again in this level. Alright, so Pipack continuing to go through... Oh no, takes a bit of a big jump out of the gel there and into the spikes. Meanwhile, Spaceman is in the Star Zone. A lot of people like this music. I'm not going to give my personal opinion on it, because a lot of people like this music, so enjoy it. Alright, Pipack takes a little bit of damage there from that one cowfish. The cowfish are creatures that really you should avoid. You want to kill a lot of enemies in this game, but, you know, the cowfish are gentle creatures that I think should be left as is. Unfortunately, hits that one cowfish. Alright, let's see if he goes to the power-up here. He does. Okay, so he should be able to make it past this area fairly easily. He's falling into the spikes. Just needs to jump off of this. A little bit more height. Not going to have quite enough, so he's going to lose that power-up now. Alright, so hopping through these gels here will give him a little bit of forward momentum, and here we go. He's right at the end. Alright, meanwhile, Spaceman making his way through the final area of Space Zone. Pipack at a crossroads, trying to decide whether he wants to go to the bee area or the ant area. I would recommend going to the ant area, but it's totally up to him. Okay, so he goes to the ant area, and he's going to take a different route. That's okay. He'll go into that area again. Meanwhile, Spaceman coming up on the boss Tatanga. Tatanga is a bit of a difficult boss as far as bosses go in this game to do efficiently. So you're going to see that Spaceman kind of flies up and then off to the right and tries to hit Tatanga with fireballs as fast as possible. Then hits Tatanga on the top of the head just like that, and that's a pretty good fight. So kudos to Spaceman for that Tatanga fight, getting through 2 zones now, and he's going to be heading off to Macro Zone. In the meantime, Pipack may be taking a quick break. Not completely sure. Alright, so Pipack has the bubble, and he's heading up to get some coins, and he's going to head over to the exit. Oh, wait. No, that wasn't him. That was... Okay, never mind. Oh, yeah, he's still in Tree Zone 3 or 4, or whatever it's called. Alright, Spaceman heading over to... Well, he's in Macro 1 right now, so he's going to have to get this Fire Flower power-up by doing a spin jump onto a block, and that's coming up right here. Gets that power up perfectly. Needs to kill these 2 enemies here. Perfect. If you do that a little bit too late, or if you time that wrong, it generates lag, and Spaceman did that really well. Alright, so coming up to these 2 invisible blocks, he's going to hit those and then try to break these 2. Very nice. So that was a great level for Spaceman. Alright, in the meantime, Pipack trying to get up to the top of Tree Zone 3/4. And Spaceman is in one of the few... Well, there's only a few auto-scrollers, but this one in particular is very... There's not a lot going on in it, I would say. So there are ways to die in it, but it's pretty uneventful. Anyway, he'll make his way through that, while Pipack is still trying to make his way through this level. Alright, so you see Spaceman moving through those blocks. That's the game just pushing you forward. It's definitely not a glitch. This is a glitchless tournament, so everyone here is adhering to the rules. That is not a glitch. And he does move forward to the final level in Macro Zone. This is a really cool level. It has a nice flow to it. I always say this every time I see this level, but it really does. Alright, so Pipack, let's see. Heading over to the piranha plants again. Has to be careful about this one. Alright. Makes his way through there. Looks pretty good so far. Spaceman grabs that power-up. And he's going to go over to the rat boss. So there's a few different ways you can do this fight here. You can just jump up and shoot, or you can move forward and shoot. He does the jump up strat, which allows you a little bit more time to get your fireballs off. So, good fight from Spaceman. And he is on his third... No, he is done with his 3rd golden coin, onto his 4th. Alright, so unfortunately Pipack did die again there, but he can go down because he doesn't have any coins yet, so he can continue on. Alright, so Spaceman in the spooky area now, the pumpkin zone. There's a lot going on here that scares the heck out of me, but I still try to play this game, even though I'm on the edge of my seat every time I'm in this zone. You can see that he's kind of navigating his way through these Jason masks and pillars and whatnot. He's killing a lot of these enemies before you can really see them on the screen because it cuts down on the lag overall. And there's this little section here where he needs to get up the stairs. And if you do it efficiently, it looks just like that, which is awesome. That was a great level, Spaceman. Alright, so Pipack back in tree 3/4. Being careful about these plants again. Spaceman making his way through the second area of Pumpkin Zone. This is the first time we're seeing swimming, I believe, unless you consider the gel swimming. There is fast swim and slow swim, and it's determined by some kind of frame thing that I can't recall off the top of my head right now. It's like a frame when you first enter the zone or start the game. You need to count frames at the beginning of the game. I'm not completely sure. You need to rely on the experts for that. Anyway, he either got fast swimming or slow swimming, but those things do matter in the end. Like, if you get a lot of fast swimming, it's going to make your run significantly faster at the end, especially if you're, you know, a top-tier runner. Alright, successfully gets through that. And Pipack at the end, and he is through to the final zone. Final level within Tree Zone. So this one is going to be a little tricky. He doesn't want to do that jump. He wants to wait for the platform. You can do that jump, by the way. It's kind of exact. Spaceman making his way through the... What would I call this? I don't know. Darbian has a name for this area, and I can't remember what he calls this exactly, but it has something to do with the lighting. Anyway, it's a very meditative mood in this area, and it's not a very hard level. It's just a nice level to go through. All right, so we're back at tree 5. Is that correct? Tree 5 for Pipack? Exquisite lighting, yes. Alright, so Spaceman takes that hit from the ghost there, because all those spikes coming down once again generate lag, and that significantly reduces the lag around that area, and gets the power-up. So now he has the bunny ears needed to do the witch fight. Not only the witch fight, but also the level after this. Actually, it's not even significant for the witch fight. It's really significant for the level after this. But on the basis of the witch fight, we're now heading into one of the RNG-based fights in this game. That witch can do an LRL, can do an LLR, can do an RRL, can do a significant different number of patterns. And so far, Spaceman has gotten a LR, and he could get another R, but it's likely for him to get an L. But he gets an R, unfortunately. Yeah, the RRR, as far as I know, is very rare. I think that's like 4%. But off the top of my head, I can't give any concrete statistics. Pipack, unfortunately, jumps a little bit short there and takes a death, but he will go straight back into that level. RRR is 1.5%. That is very rare. Okay, so Spaceman skips over Mario Zone, goes straight to the Turtle Zone, because those bunny ears that he had before, he's going to use right here to get through this level, which is, I guess, called Cramps. I'm not sure if that's a creation by O'Dear, or if someone else had originally called it Cramps, but yeah, you just have to flutter through the entire level, so you're just mashing the button. And it's not exactly a nice level, but the most efficient way to mash the button, as far as I know, is at 6 Hz. Pipack still making his way through this level. He got past the owls, he got past the clouds, he grabbed the bell, which is awesome. He's going to grab this power-up right here. No, he didn't. Okay, he's going to ignore that power-up. And he's... Oh, unfortunately he did jump off the platform there. Okay. Alright, so Spaceman making his way through Submarine. Submarine is actually a very technical level. It has a lot of swimming, so once again, you're stuck between either fast or slow swimming, but you're also at the behest of all of these strange little corridors that can cause all sorts of issues. And you can see right here that he needs to jump in this area where you have all these shells, and he did a great job. It's actually a very efficient way of getting through there. Alright, so Pipack back in here again. He's going to take the platform. Does he get the power-up? He ignores that power-up. Alright, takes the owls again. Meanwhile, Spaceman going through this set of pipes here. Purposely taking the damage there because he's going to go into this next level as Small Mario. There's multiple ways of doing this. You can actually go in as Large Mario, and I think that's the most efficient way. But Small Mario doesn't lose too much time, and is a common strat. So he's going to grab the power-up right here, the carrot, and try to make his way past these spikes. Now, getting hit there is perfect because you're able to go through that one astronaut-looking dude. And you can get another power-up right over here. Just needs to hit that block. There we go. Alright, and it looks like Pipack has gotten to the boss, so he now has bunny ears. He's at the boss. Just needs to float above the boss here, and get 3 hits in. Alright, so unfortunately, that first one did not connect properly, but as the bird swoops back down, Pipack can hit that bird. In the meantime, Spaceman taking care of the octopus without any issues. Getting his 5th golden coin, and he just needs to go over to Mario Zone, and then make his way over to the castle. Alright, so Spaceman is now in the Gears level. There are a number of super jumps you can do here. That's the first one, and he got it first try. Very nice. So you want to try to make your way up these gears as efficient as possible. In this second room, you're just trying to reduce lag, because there's not too much going on. Also, congrats to Pipack for getting past the first boss, and his first golden coin. So now he can move on to Space Zone. Alright, so Pipack is going to head over to this hippo and get into the bubble and make his way over to the first level of the Space Zone. So the unfortunate thing about that bubble is if you don't get into it while running, you're going to spend the time in this level at walking speed, or something close to walking speed. But it's not too bad because you can enjoy the scenery, and also there's really no enemies that are going to get in your way. Alright, in the meantime, Spaceman going through this level, which, you know, has a lot of spikes, has a lot of enemies. This is a good level to get up your kill count if you're a little short on kills. I didn't explain kill count before, but what your kill count helps you do is if you get up to 99 kills, there is a few rooms before the Wario fight where you have to defeat these faces, but you can get a star. So if you have the star, you can just run through the faces, which saves a certain amount of time, maybe 2 or 3 seconds. You know, 2 or 3 seconds if everything is done efficiently without the star. Alright, so Pipack making his way through Space 1 here, actually on pretty good progress at this point. Maybe he's a fan of the space physics. I mean, personally, I'm a pretty big fan of this level. It's one of the ones that is further up there on the scale for me. Ooh, needs to be really careful about the stars that guy throws at you, though. Yeah, that guy has a few aces up his sleeve, and unfortunately, one of those aces just hit Pipack. Alright, Spaceman making his way through, what is this? This is Mario 3 now, I think, yeah. He's at a pretty good kill count, 93 kills. Gets that power-up, and he's going to lose that power-up very shortly to these spikes, unfortunately. But he doesn't really need it. Alright, so Mario Zone 4 for Spaceman. This level is fairly straightforward, not a heck of a lot going on here. There's one spot or two spots where you want to reduce lag, but apart from that, you're just trying to get the rest of the kills needed to get into the castle, and then you have the piggy fight, which can be a bit of a iffy fight if you try to do it as efficiently as possible. Alright, so Spaceman is going to skip the rest of his kills. He's at 99. He's all set. He's going to take that power up, because if you don't take that power up, you actually generate lag in that area. So very smart from Spaceman there. And now he's in the pig fight. There are 3 pigs to kill. That first one is the toughest, in my opinion. But Spaceman does a good job of taking him down. The second one and the third one, you kind of just sit around and wait till they come down, and you just shoot them. Unfortunately, Spaceman missed a few of those shots, but he's still okay. He's perfectly okay. He can go into the castle and play it as efficiently as possible. The missing power-up doesn't really affect you at all in castle, except maybe for some lag or something like that, but it's not too bad. Alright, so Pipack going through the space level again. Let's see how he navigates through this area. Gets over the spike pit, and he's back to this one alien with an ace up his sleeve. Let's see how he manages this. Unfortunately, he takes a death there again. Alright, Wario's Castle. Spaceman going into the bottom level now. This is a really cool section. This has been made more and more efficient over the past year or so, something like that. And you can actually take some damage here from this one spike and make a super jump over the top of that piranha plant onto the rest. Another big jump over that, and man, that was awesome. That's a great first level for Spaceman. Alright, gets hung up a little bit there on the stairs, but he's still in pretty good shape. Alright, so he's going to have to either run onto this or take a jump onto this area, and he's going to jump forward to trigger the other platform on the other side. And there we go. Oh no, he just barely slips off of it. So that was a really good start to the castle. He will have to redo it, but always good to see a bottom level like that. Alright, in the meantime, Pipack just taking a quick break before he goes into Space Zone 1 again. Spaceman with some other... Oh no, so... What happens with that one jump that Spaceman, I think, just missed there is you try to buffer it. So you try to, I think, hit the button about a frame or two before Mario hits the ground. And that allows you to jump over that spike ball without taking a hit. And I think he just missed the buffer and went into the water. But he gets through it again. And he is up the corridor and into the second level of the castle now. Alright, so jumps against the side of the wall there again to trigger the platform. He's gonna have to wait. Oh no, okay. So, yeah, sometimes if you get that jump off a little too late, you just want to wait on the top there for the platform to come back. Otherwise, you'll miss it just by a very small amount. Alright, so Pipack back to this alien again. Needs to be very cautious about the way the alien moves, and of course the star, and gets past it. Okay. So that's one of the tougher parts here. But there is still a gauntlet of enemies coming up. Okay, so these spikes. This is what I'm worried about for Pipack right now. These... Oh no, okay. So he does take a hit there. But if he can get past that alien again, and he can navigate through these spikes, then he's pretty much through the level. Because once you get past those spike pillars, then you're at the point where you have to jump across 2 chasms of spikes, and you're basically through the entire thing. Alright. In the meantime, Spaceman back at the platforms on level 2 of the castle. Makes a nice jump there. Okay, perfect. So now he can go through these rooms. These fists normally come through the top of those blocks and kind of slam into Mario, but if you jump over the pressure plates, then you don't have to worry about that. So Spaceman makes it through this without any issues. He will want this power-up over here. Will be useful later. And you can walk across all of these platforms but one. So you can see that he's walking across all those. This is the only one you have to... Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. You can walk across all of them. I thought you had to jump on one of them. So this is how much I know about the game. Alright, so Spaceman coming up to this face area, you can see he does a spin jump onto that face, gets the power up, and can just jump through these. Doesn't have to do spin jumps at all or anything like that. Alright, so Spaceman at the Wario fight, 3 phases of Wario. Has to be a little bit careful about that ball dropping there, but gets through with no issue. Looks like he's going to get a 50 here. Okay. So 50 is one of the numbers you want to enter this Wario fight on, the second phase. So he drops down fairly quickly, just like that. Oh, misses that just slightly. He's to be very... Oh, no. Spaceman takes a death there, unfortunately. Alright, in the meantime, Pipack trying to get through this level again. These hippos doing their job of basically corralling Mario. Spaceman with another good jump there. Another good first level. So sometimes that fireball from that one piranha plant despawns, and it's probably best to wait. I'm not sure if you can actually get past it. You probably can. But it's still a good idea to wait because since the timing is reset, you could get hit by the fireball as you try to go up the corridor. Alright, so some more platforming from Spaceman here. Grabs that power-up, and it's going to make his way through these 2 generally boring rooms before he gets to the faces again. Now, unfortunately, since he already used his star at the faces before, he is not going to have a star for them. He's going to have to do spin jumps on top of them to kill them. If he doesn't execute a spin jump, or if he's small Mario, it's 2 jumps on top of a face. So that is what you'd like to see. Have to be very cautious here because of their patterns. Very nice. And that is 1, and unfortunately he does get hit, so he will have to be careful, and he does get rid of the second phase, so awesome. Grabs this power-up, and heads into Wario 1. Alright, 3 head bops there, and he's going to go into this on... Well, he wants to go in on a 4. I'm not sure how that works when you grab the power-up. Maybe he did enter that on a 4. But it's the last digit. You want to be 840, I believe. Alright, so gets past Wario 2. And he is Large Mario for the Wario Phase 3 fight. So he should be pretty good here. That's 1, 2... and 3. GG to Spaceman, finishes in 33-24. Alright, in the meantime, Pipack just finished the first level of the Space Zone, and he's now on to the second level, and he is very close to getting to the Tatanga boss fight, so... We have switched over, and we are now on Pipack audio, and you can now hear the dulcet sounds of the Star Song. Unfortunately, that particular star did not like to hear that song. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this level, it can be kind of weird because you can't just stay at the bottom. You kind of need to make your way up and down and over things. In general, if you've already done speedruns of this, there's a set second level path that you can go through. Very close to getting to the Tatanga boss fight. So wait, no, I'm hearing myself. We have switched over, and we are now on Pipack audio, and you can now hear the dulcet sounds of the Star Song. Unfortunately, that particular star did not like to hear that song. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Okay. I think the music's silent now. Yeah, we can't hear the Star Song anymore. I'm sorry, but this keeps the echo from happening. So yeah, we can still see what Pipack's doing though. So he's gonna have to navigate through this. Like I said, there's some ups and downs here. You can't just stay on the bottom. You can't just stay on the top. There are star fields that are going to shrink Mario or kill him, and there are also power-ups that are going to enable Mario to make his way through the level. So you also need to seek out those blocks. All right, so it looks like he got the mushroom power-up, and he's trying to make his way through this area now. And chat is looking for an any % run, which I think we do have time for before we transition over to another game. So if Pipack wants to do that, I think people would be very glad to see that. We would see two contrasting things. We would see the any % glitchless and the any % glitched. Two sides of the same coin. One side of the coin is completely wild, and no one understands how it works. So while Pipack is making his decision whether he wants to run any % or not, I would like to just let everyone know about the upcoming games. Excuse me, I have a very clicky keyboard, so I'm going to type some stuff in here. Let's see. Where is the schedule? All right, don't need to type anything in. So to let you guys know, this was Spaceman versus Pipack, obviously. Tomorrow, Sunday, November 8th, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or I believe it will be 8 p.m. CET time, is Lekman versus Niamek. That'll be commentary by the great Odir. And then Monday, November 9th, at 5 p.m. will be myself versus Malcuckin. And that'll be in SpeedGaming 3 with commentary by the Beast Monster. And then on Tuesday, we have FSP Ninja versus Limestoners. No commentary yet, but that'll be coming. So all of this is going to continue to happen, and we're going to move on to the second set of the tournament after the following week. In the meantime, on screen number 2 over here, Pipack is doing an 80% run. This is a wild run. I can't really explain it all that well. There were times that I could when I was looking at a document that outlined everything, so I could just read directly off of the document. But basically, you're trying to get a frame-perfect glitch to enter the pipe and use that to go through the bottom of the level. And when you go through the bottom of the level, you're in some kind of code represented as blocks and all sorts of different things that you will see on the screen coming up very soon. So this is the representation right here. You have lanterns, you have blocks, you have question blocks, you have coins, and Pipack has to try to navigate his way through the maze of all these things. It's very unintuitive in relation to the actual game itself, where you just play it like any other Mario game. So this is what I'll call the glitch field that Pipack is entering right now, and he needs to try to make his way through this. And I've seen this a number of times over oh god, how many years has it been now? 5, 6 years, something like that. But it's always, there's always something new that I see here that confuses me. All right. So I think he missed something somewhere along the way, but he can go through that pipe again. And here we go. Through the maze. Heads over to the right. I'm just going to give directions right now. Heads over to the left. A little bit more left. And there is a pipe he needs to go through. And there's one that he needs to slide on. I think it's a pixel perfect slide. It's this one, yeah. See, I know something about this. He needs to make a pixel perfect slide right here. Pause the game, and then go down the pipe. So let's see if he can do this. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, to be honest. It's very precise. You have to give him time to do this. It's like an Olympic diver setting up the perfect dive. It takes mentality, and it also takes positioning. Oh, unfortunately, he went over, so I believe he needs to go back through the level again, unless there's some kind of workaround. This is indeed a glitch, but this is a special showcase after the run, I would say. All right, so he's going to make his way through this maze again, through one of the pipes, through these fields of gold or green. It's like an off-green. All right. And here it is again, the slide. The oh-so-precise slide that needs to get through. I actually don't have the music on, so I can't really hear the intensity of all this. It's very close here. Very close, but he doesn't want to go over. He needs to be perfect. This is one of the big things about running any percent. You need perfection on this one area, and I think he got it. Down the pipe. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Pipack down the pipe, gets his way through the worst part of the maze, now trying to get to the bottom where he can do some walking. He can just like walk off everything, I think. I think that's a good way of putting it. Mario just going straight down. Doesn't have a care in the world about all the blocks below him. Okay, now he's navigating through the bottom area. This is more of a traditional area in comparison to what we just went through, because it actually seems like it might represent a level. I'm not sure how that works exactly. I can't really give any theories or anything on that. But I believe Pipack is going to find some blocks and then go down and trigger something that actually brings up the castle. And that's coming up very shortly. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. There we go. And that is the game the way it's meant to be played. So Spaceman played the game the way it's not meant to be played, and Pipack did it completely properly. And I congratulate Pipack for that. Thank you so much for that showcase. Alright. So I believe there were things about interviews and whatnot, but we are kind of short on time. I don't know if we're going to go into any interviews. I think we need to move on to the next game to keep things moving. But I do appreciate Spaceman playing. I do appreciate Pipack playing. And I appreciate everyone in chat. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to have more matches coming up. Be sure to stop by all the Speed Gaming channels. And yeah, that's all from me.